Everyone, small video that I'm making now that I'm a little more clean shaved. I've been through the recent news cycle, and I must say I'm very much not impressed. I, what is Mitch McConnell planning? What is the point of acquitting Trump? And this is his best chance to remove Trump from the party, as well as sort of put his further political aspirations to the dust. Right? If he who wants to prevent the emerging third party and retain control of the Republican Party, his best bet would have been to purge Trump via the impeachment. He didn't do that, but then he said Trump is still responsible, and they should go through the other courts for the uh, trial of Trump. So what gives? Mitch McConnell is not someone for sentiments or for legality. That is a man who's very, very focused on power, holding power, using power, and getting what he wants. He's very good at it. However much we may make fun of and mock him for his jowls and his turtle-like countenance, he has been very good at not having very high turnout. Like, there in places where there has not been, great enthusiasm for him or for other Republicans, still managing to win elections by gerrymandering, by preventing other side from voting, from all manner of things. They've been able to win elections and, keep themselves in power at the right times to, redistrict. So after going through all of that trouble, why would he do anything that could possibly jeopardize his own position? McConnell is in an area with primaries, if I remember correctly. Why would he jeopardize his own power? That's not something McConnell ever does. And he's not exactly someone who stands on principle. So what's the point of all this? And when I was thinking all this, and I looked to the news, they have their endless pundits and commentary, but no one explains why this is happening. What is McConnell's angle? What's the tactic? What's the ploy? What's going to happen from this point onward? And that's the one thing I want to know. The one thing I want to know, the news can't tell me. And it's not interested in finding out. What's the point of having endless commentators, endless pundits, and the actual questions that they actually are maybe qualified to answer are left unanswered? It's pointless. It's worthless. You're just filling time when the only thing that it's qualified and needed for is left unaddressed. I felt this as well during the Trump presidency very keenly. All of the things that we wanted Trump to be asked, the things that we all wanted to know, and I don't just mean, us liberals, Democrats wanted to know, I mean Republicans as well. Both his supporters, those who were on the fence about him, staunch conservatives. There are a lot of things that everyone really wanted to know about Trump because he was new to politics. He didn't really have a record. And you know what? We didn't get to find out until, the till things went horribly wrong. Until, the situation went, emergency red. You could have asked these things in an interview. They were never asked. It was just this intense focus on, we need to protect the norms. And then that obsessive compulsion around protecting the norms and trying to pretend like everything is normal rather than, you can just lead him on and just ask him the questions that we all want to know. Like you would do any other, petulant, narcissistic dictator wannabe. I find our media very disappointing that they didn't get the clue about who this person really was and how he operated until the 6th, somehow. Because only now has their, tenor changed in how they regard him. And all the rest of us, like, he was like this all the time. This was inevitably going to happen. I don't see how you didn't see this iceberg. And, maybe we could have avoided it if, one of our major institutions was willing to look in the same direction as everyone else. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, but, like, I've met Van Jones. I've met one of these people, and I'm probably going to meet more of them. They're nice people. They're good people. They're not full of malice or ill intent of any kind. When I met Van Jones, he gave me very wonderful advice. He's a good speaker, and he's probably, beyond my own experience of him, a good person. But that does not mean that when you have, like, the public eye, when you have, like, a position of trust, you don't have certain responsibilities that come with that, and I thought they understood that. That, the one who holds government to account is the media, and if times change and the government changes, and it's not the same type of government, doesn't have the same structure, doesn't have the same focus, doesn't work the same, then media has to, shift as well. Lots of people wrote, books on how to deal with dictators, how to deal with fascism, when Trump was elected, when he was in office, and these were people who lived under those kind of governments, and then they came here and, let us all have the fruits of their wisdom, and they were soundly ignored by the people who should have been listening to them. It's very frustrating. I'm sorry that so many of my thoughts that I want to get off my mind so I can focus on other things are so incredibly frustrating and sad and depressing. This is not a happy pensieve, but if we work hard enough this year, eventually it will be a happy pensieve, but it means we're going to have to all do a lot of work. So here's to everybody rolling up their sleeves and getting to work. We've got a lot of crises on our hands. A lot of people are suffering right now. They don't have the electricity, food, water, shelter, all of these things. We've got a lot of hard work on our hands. I'm pulling for you.